Ladies and gentlemen, this is Weeknights. This is the last weeknight of this here week.
Oh, I'm about to say, man, you canceled us already?
Of this here week. And
Week
yeah.
number 4, baby.
Yep.
Just like that.
We out here in these streets. We really are.
Content flowing.
Listen, contextually, we're doing all right. We are.
She done said it on the pod.
In my opinion,
Right.
the kids are all right. So,
If I do say so myself.
if I do say so myself.
Mm-hmm.
And I am here as your former king of R&B, at least until next week.
No worries. Next episode. You be back next episode.
Yeah.
You can take off your hat and put on the crown. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. That is totally my plan. So, until then, I am just Dash, aka Dashing D. And this, my beautiful co-host.
You gotta stop calling me beautiful. I'm gonna get a big head, and my head already big enough. You know what I'm saying? We don't need this to get any bigger, this dome. You know what I'm saying?
But tell the people who you are.
I am JD, aka he who pods.
Yes, you are. And I am she who drinks boba.
I dropped 2 pods yesterday. You know what I'm saying? He didn't want to say nothing. I'm not even going to shout out the squad.
I mean,
but, you know what I mean?
Brag about it. Why
2
not?
pods yesterday. Ain't nothing. Light work. Not light work.
It's not.
Yo, why people do that? Why people be like, light work? I mean, it's nothing. It's nothing, baby. It's light work.
Meanwhile, they literally did.
I promise you.
So much.
I promise you, it's not light work.
So it's not. Like, doing a podcast is not. And we've talked before about like doing some content outside of the content about podcasting specifically, because it is it's a lot of work. So honestly, put it in the comments if you're interested in learning about how to start a podcast, or
just the inner workings.
Yeah, how it works, and contextually and professionally.
You're gonna keep using your word.
Unprofessionally, we are qualified to have these conversations with you. So please do put it in the comments if that's something you're interested in, you want to learn more about, or you just, if maybe we could do like a Q&A or something like that, So, I'm over here giving out ideas that we never talked about before.
Nope.
But we can talk off pod.
But whatever.
We can talk off pod.
What happens when you let Dash run the show?
But yeah, no, you gotta take
on Monday. I'm taking the show back.
Take the show back on Monday, please. Well, on Monday, I might not even be able to contain myself to intro anything, or definitely take back the show on Monday.
I got it on Monday. Don't worry. You could try on Tuesday again.
Yeah, because Monday
maybe Wednesday. We gotta see how you feel. You might still be,
recovering.
You might still have an Usher hangover.
Exactly. I should have taken Monday off. You know how people take the day after the Super Bowl off? I should have taken the day after Usher performs off.
All right.
Because how am I going to... No, I can't sing that song because that's not Usher. But listen, breathing might be hard. I'm being dramatic.
All right.
But you know who else is dramatic?
It's time to start the pod.
Well, you didn't even catch my segue.
You said what you said.
I said, but you know who else is dramatic?
Oh, who else?
Mo to the neek to the.
What was the next part? To the what?
Mo to the neek to the.
Oh, okay. Just to the. Got it.
Yeah.
So we spoke a bit about Monique yesterday, but there's a lot more to talk about. So where would you like to go? I mean, we didn't even really talk about too much. She spoke about Kevin Hart doing her dirty. She spoke about Tiffany Haddish making comments.
About her.
She spoke about the Breakfast Club, which has since apologized.
Yeah.
And according to her, mostly thanks to Jess Hilarious, who he feels
Pull them
understands her
out.
plight and was able to explain it to Breakfast Club and get them to all,
Yeah, I
take
saw.
accountability and apologize. Where you want to go? There's so much to cover that we didn't even get to yesterday.
I mean, we can talk about the people she talked about. I think that we could start there. That's a good place to start. Um,
Okay.
she basically said she had a good relationship with Kevin Hart until she didn't anymore. Until
Sometimes it be
she's
like that.
right. She started making waves, and Kevin Hart said he would support her and help her out in any way that she needed. And she did credit him. She said there was a time where her family needed money, and he was there for
Wrote
her
her a
and
check.
wrote her a check. And then after that, he said, anything you need to. There was some project she was trying to work on, and he was like, anything you need to get it off the ground, like, let me know. Um, which we always talk about off pod, like having an ecosystem. And so to me, this made complete sense. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
okay. So behind the scenes, the comedians are taking care of each other, right? Until the
Until we
story,
found out.
right? Until the story goes sour, and she says, they start to like get the ball rolling on something, and his people contact her and say no. And I think she said, was Kevin Hart the one who actually said he was going to reach out to Tyler Perry?
And did.
And did. And after that, something seemed to shift, right?
After that, it was, yeah. After that, it was, no, Kevin doesn't want anything to do with that project or you guys.
Yeah. And he apparently didn't say it to her himself. It was his
Right. An
people.
assistant or somebody had to.
Yeah. Now, if we are friends to the point where you giving my family money, at the least you could do is tell me that you can't mess with me no more. I don't like the ghost thing. I just feel
Oh,
like
me either.
if we had a good enough relationship, then keep it real with me. Just be like, this is what I heard. I didn't like this, and I need to distance myself from this.
Right.
Kind of messed up.
It kind of seemed like he called somebody
Mm-hmm.
who was above his pay grade,
Mm-hmm.
and they said, hey, man, if you want to stick around in this town, you're going to listen here. Stay away from that other person.
Yeah.
He said, ooh, financially and height big brother and age big brother, you got it.
And be clear about something for those who don't realize, because I know people have a lot to say about Tyler Perry. Forget about the content Tyler Perry creates and think more about how much Tyler Perry owns, how much stake Tyler Perry has in the entertainment industry. He might seem to some like a small fish because people don't really think of him as businessman. I think that people who maybe we do, but I think a lot of times people forget that Tyler Perry is a very powerful businessman
Yeah.
outside of the content he creates. Because people love to talk about Tyler Perry and say, oh, Medea, or oh, this, this
Well,
that he
I
created or
mean,
whatever.
the easy response to that is how many other people have their own studio?
But that's what
Not
I'm
their own company, their own studio.
but that is what I'm saying.
I'm with you. I'm saying I'm in agreement. I'm saying that's the easy answer to X all that shit out.
Atlanta is being called the new Hollywood. And Tyler Perry is at the center of that.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes people forget that. Don't forget how powerful he is. This is
Yeah.
not that far-fetched of an idea. This is not that far-fetched of a concept that he would have that much power to say to somebody like Kevin Hart, nah, we not getting involved with that. Don't get
And
involved
I
with
got
that.
to keep saying it. That's Oprah's homie.
Oh yeah. And I mean the two of them together, a powerhouse. I mean, one of
But
them
that's what I'm saying.
is more than enough, right? But two of them together, you put two people like that, yeah, that got me. I was like, wow, I didn't, wow.
When I heard that shit, I said, so you not funny and you foul. Damn, Kevin.
Oh, there it goes. We see where your loyalties lie.
I don't have a loyalty. I think
I
Kevin
know, I'm
Hart has
joking.
gotten exponentially less funny.
The more Hollywood he became.
I think his best stand-ups were the early ones, and I think that although he's grown in popularity, his stand-ups as a comedian have declined. Now, if you want to talk about the box office stuff, I don't have any data there. The
Yeah.
last good movie I saw him in was the one with him and the guy from Breaking Bad.
I know you expect me to know who that is, but I don't.
From Your Honor.
Oh, Bryan Cranston.
They did a movie together.
Okay.
That was good. But besides that, I mean, who's checking for Kevin Hart films? Like,
Ryan Cranston or Bryan Cranston?
who knows?
You know they say
Let's
I
go to
get my white
Let's
people
go to
mixed up,
IMDb
so
and find out.
at least I almost have the name right.
Sing it, Brandy. But everybody knows.
Almost doesn't count.
Right. While I look for that,
Can't
what you
keep
think
up.
about what she said about
Tiffany Haddish.
yeah.
If you are going to talk about somebody's man, I actually walked away from this. I just want to say this before I say that. I
Yep.
actually walked away from this thinking to myself, well, she's got a point.
Who's got a point?
Monique, if
Okay, and what would that point
if
be?
somebody bothers you, like you have, as far as I'm concerned, you have full reign to bother them back, right? And what I mean by that is, I think that yes, I think she's right in that whatever people might think of her or the way that she's done things or what she's done, there have been moments where people have just straight up disrespected her.
Yes.
And I don't think there's anything wrong with standing up and saying I was disrespected and I don't want to be disrespected.
Okay.
Or somebody shooting at you and you shoot back. So now that I've said that, Tiffany Haddish said something about Monique's husband. I have
Mm-hmm.
well, not right here, but I have sat on the blue couch and I have said that I think things are weird over there. I've been honest about that.
Over there where? Monique's?
Yeah, at
Okay.
their house. I
Oh.
have said
Oh.
that. So, yes, I have said that. If she started shooting at me and talking about my life and whatever, I would have to eat that because I said something about her relationship and I know nothing about it. I kind of feel the same way about this Tiffany Haddish thing. Like, you
Mhm.
said something about her man, her husband, who she's been with for a million years. It didn't bother me that she was kind of snarky and shady about it because Tiffany Haddish said what she said. And it's like her and Shannon were saying earlier in the interview, don't mess with family. If you mess with family,
Right.
then there are consequences to your actions. So that's what I thought of the Tiffany Haddish thing. I was just like, oh, that was kind of corny of Tiffany Haddish. I get it.
Mm-hmm.
It's low hanging fruit. With Monique, it's very easy to say something about her husband.
Sure.
But I also don't have, well, I speak about myself because, as I said, I said what I said recently, but Tiffany Haddish is in the same industry as Monique. They
And the
do
same genre.
and the same genre, right? They do the same thing. she has more to lose doing that over there than I do over here.
Yeah.
Like with our, however many subscribers and whatever, like I'm probably a little safer today than Tiffany Haddish is. And I feel like in this business, I think one of the points that Monique made was that you try to make allies. And you're not going to make an ally talking about somebody's husband.
Yeah, I don't think Tiffany Haddish was seeking an ally in Monique when she said that.
I don't think so either. I'm just saying. I think she was probably um, seeking the notoriety that would come from saying something like that about Monique.
Yeah.
But what did you think?
Well, real quick, going backwards, the movie is called The Upside,
Mm.
and it came out in 2017, which is now quite some time ago.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And that was the Kevin Hart movie I last enjoyed. Anyway, Tiffany
Mm-hmm.
Haddish, it's really weird when you see people speak out against somebody else, and not directly about something, right? Like if I just came up here and was like, yo, person X moms is a bitch. It's like, well, where that came from? Why are you
Right.
just randomly saying person X mom is a bitch? Like, well, what's the purpose of that? Now, a lot
Yeah.
of times I understand that things are people reacting to and giving commentary on events that have happened.
Yeah.
I don't know what made Tiffany Haddish say that, but
That's a good point.
it probably wasn't the wisest thing to say.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, family is off limits, but with Monique, I will say this. It becomes a little challenging when
Mm-hmm.
giving commentary on Monique and her business because her husband is not just her husband. He's
He's
also her
enveloped in the
manager.
business. Yep.
So if I saw a business dealing and said, Monique's manager handled this poorly, here's how he could have
Yeah.
done it better. That's also her husband.
Yeah.
So it makes it a little weird when it comes to those things. And I think
Mm-hmm.
people know that and use it against her if we're being honest.
I agree.
I
I
don't
think
think
they do.
people are doing it just being fair and giving commentary. I think people are purposely poking at Monique when they do it.
Yeah.
Because you could easily say, well, Monique and her team made a bad decision here, right? Like yesterday, I came on the pod and said, I don't think that was the right way to do things. I think there's another side of things where you kind of think about relationships.
Yeah.
That involves Monique's team, her manager, her assistants, her
Mm-hmm.
publishers, but I didn't bring them into it. I purposely focused on
Right.
Monique and what she did, even though in the story, most of that was her manager slash husband.
Yeah.
I think people could do it that way, but purposely choose not to because they either want to jump on the bandwagon of people against her, or they have an axe to grind with her already and say, all right, then I'm gonna poke at where I think it hurts.
Yeah. I agree with
So
that.
and I think that's foul, to be honest,
Yeah.
because you could say a lot of other words and not say her husband specifically,
Right.
right? You could say management team, her and her staff.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of ways that you could word it where, yeah, I didn't really enjoy what person X and their team did when we filmed together. We were supposed to go on a press run. Person X and their team decided otherwise.
Right.
I don't have to come up here and say, yeah, I spoke to her husband and he was a dick.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, you don't have to do that. It's not necessary. So I think that people do that on purpose and I think it's foul. Um, and she made a good point. Tiffany Haddish doesn't have a husband. You should probably consider that when making certain comments.
Shannon Sharp said the same thing. Shannon
Yeah.
Sharp. Shannon Sharp be getting messy sometimes.
Well, that's a whole nother conversation, which we might have to have in the near future.
Yeah.
But
But
being
he
called Wendy Williams with muscles is not a good comparison. It's not a good thing. I don't remember if Monique said it or somebody else I was listening to, but that has already been said 2 months into the new year.
but I
So
don't you know why I don't like that? Because I don't know. I don't have a lot of bad things to say about Wendy Williams the way a lot of people do. I don't want to start a conversation about Wendy Williams, but I'm just saying. So I think that feels more. I know that's supposed to insult him, but I feel like it's more of an insult to her.
I don't think it's either. I just think it's not a good thing you want to start being viewed as, but that's
Well,
another conversation for another time.
I don't think that's what he set out to do, and I think he has said that very recently, maybe even in this interview, that that's not what he's trying to do, like the gossip stuff. But that's what he's doing, because I just saw a video of him. Okay, we could talk. We could talk about. He's at
It's
Super
not a rush.
Bowl. He's doing nightcap at Super Bowl, and I saw a video. But we can definitely talk about that another time.
Got it.
Um,
So overall, what did you think about this interview? What do you take issue with? And then
uh,
do you want to discuss the stuff that has taken place afterwards?
well, yeah, I was just about to bring up D.L. Hughley. Actually, I mean, listen, I thought the interview was interesting. Some of the stuff I've heard her say before, but I did think it was interesting. I did have a favorite part of the interview,
All right, what's that?
and you might think this is shady, but when she said that about her husband, no, I just thought this was funny. I'm not gonna say anything disrespectful, but I thought this was funny when she said that she's told her husband that she wished that she could put him in a bottle
Oh, so other
and
women could
shake
have a
him up
taste.
and then give black women a sip so they can taste what a good black man tastes like. So they can taste what a real black king tastes like.
It was a metaphor.
I know. All right. Let me have my fun.
Yeah.
It
No,
was a
have it. Because I
it
can't say anything about that comment.
it was a metaphor, and I understand the metaphor. And honestly, hearing her talk about certain things having to do with her relationship, since that's where we're at this point, uh, I do think that I do think that people are hard on her when it comes to certain things having to do with her relationship. I don't agree with everything that she says, or I don't agree with every philosophy she has, but I did feel like at the root of this, at the core of this, she is someone who has found a person who she can fully be herself with, who she is able to uh love fully and give herself to fully. And I think that was one of the takeaways for me, whether it matters to people or not, I don't know, but it was one of the takeaways for me because I feel like people do criticize a lot and it doesn't have to be Monique we're talking about. It could be anybody. People criticize other people's relationships a lot. And what I found at the core of this was, does it really matter how it's done? As long as, I mean, obviously we don't want her to be treated bad or anything like that, and if that were going on, that would be a different conversation, but that's not really what's happening here. What's happening here is she's she's in a relationship where she feels loved and she feels safe and she's able to provide that for the person she's with. And I think that was a really important takeaway from this. So yeah, I feel like we got to ease up on her a little bit when it comes to stuff like that. And by we, I just mean people in general, because I feel like people do talk about how things are weird over there. And yes, there have been some things that publicly I've just been like, what's happening here? Like, what's going on? But the more she explained how things happened, how they became a couple and all of that, to me was just it was very meaningful to me. I was like, oh, okay, well, you just gave me context. It was none of my business, but you just gave me context to something to where I can say, all right, like, I'm not worried about that lady and her man. Like, y'all go be happy and in love and, whatever. So, and outside of that, I think that Monique is saying that she's like healed and that she doesn't really like what did she say? She was like, I'm not hurt. Because Shannon Sharp said she's hurt when that call to did you see that when they said when they looked at the camera and spoke directly to Tyler Perry and Oprah?
Of course I saw that.
Do you think that either of them would do Club Shay Shay?
Of course not.
Okay, that's what I thought. But I was just like, oh, this is weird.
No, of course not. And Shannon Sharp has now let someone else run his show. He did a better job this time, but she also ran that show, just same way Cat Williams did. To respond to the relationship thing before we go to DL Hughley, I said it here before. I think that I think that it may be an awkward appearing relationship. I may personally not want to be with someone as brazen and outspoken and I don't even know what other word to use here, but I don't want to be with someone who has done some of the things that Monique has done in the public eye. To me, that's off-putting, but their relationship is one, unique, and two, flourishing. We should all be applauding that. This is a couple who is showing us what Black love can look like and showing us that you can be with someone no matter what the circumstances are, no matter their past history, no matter whether they make more than you, no matter whether they're a celebrity. None of that matters. You can be together and you can be in a very happy, long-lasting relationship. And I think that's a beautiful thing.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Now, let me tell you what I don't think is a beautiful thing.
What's that?
This DL Hughley and Monique shit, it is tiring.
We've been over it since what, 2 years ago when we first talked about the two of them?
My Lord, like this stuff, I mean, listen, it's weird. It's
It
gotten
is.
really weird. Now everybody is saying, well, you did this first. No, you did that first. Let me tell you what really happened. Let me tell you what really happened.
Yeah.
And I don't know if DL Hughley responded again, because he responded to the interview and then they responded together to him. I hope that this is squashed after this and they could figure it out behind the scenes.
Yeah.
I don't want to see our legends and icons beefing publicly. I mean, y'all figure it out behind the scenes, please, because this don't need to keep coming out publicly, especially when you keep coming on screen and talking about, our community, our people, our babies. Okay, well then do that. Figure out what got to be done behind the scenes so our community don't have to keep doing this publicly.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't care for it. And we talked about this a really long time ago, and I mean, I was more confused about why DL Hughley looks like leather, but that's fine. I just I agree with you. I don't think that the legends should be feuding like this. But again, I feel like there's a lot of instances where Monique feels like she needs to defend herself because she feels like people have said things about her publicly that aren't true. What I did respect about one of the responses, or the response of her and her husband, was that I guess something she said, she misspoke
And
and
they
it
they
was
they fixed it.
incorrect. And I think DL Hughley did call them out about that. And they came back and they said, listen, that's not true. This is how this happened. And we just want to clear this up. I respected that. And it kind of made me think too, like, all right, well, maybe there's something to this. Like, I don't think that I'm always worried about invalidating people's experiences. I don't want to invalidate any of her experiences and the way she saw what happened and the way it happened. But it's stupid. Like, it's not. I would like to. Who was the promoter? Because that's the person I want to talk to. Why wasn't the billing on that on that show done properly. Because
Well,
remember, that's how this
it didn't even
started.
start at the show. No, it started with his radio show that he was not there for.
Oh, right. He wasn't there and they played the game and they said
It's
the
all
thing about her
dumb. It's
husband.
like
And yeah, okay. Yeah. You're right.
it's
You're right. I forgot
it's
about that part.
it's let's work behind the scenes to bury it. And by let's, I mean y'all,
Them, yeah.
not me.
Yeah. So,
But if
okay.
y'all need a mediator, Monique, DL Hughley, if you need a mediator, I will gladly sit with the two of y'all
Of
and we could
course.
figure it out.
And we could
You
chop it
know,
up and figure it
we
out.
could
Even if
figure it out. Yeah,
we come
I
to
gladly
a
provide that
friendship
service.
peace treaty.
I will gladly provide that service.
Yeah. That would be fun.
Um, yeah. So Breakfast Club apologized.
They did.
That's good.
Yeah.
I don't have too much on that.
I don't either. I don't know. I don't know that. Here's what I'll say. Yes, she was given Donkey of the Day way back when. The problem with taking back a Donkey of the Day, and
Now we're missing one. No, I'm just kidding.
granted, I used to listen to Donkey of the Day every single day on the way to work. Pre-work from home, that was the only thing I listened to. I would tune into iHeart and I would listen. It just so happened the time I would leave the house would be maybe about 5 to 10 minutes before Donkey of the Day came on. So as I was walking to the train, I would listen to it. I stopped listening to it because I didn't like one of Charlamagne's Donkey of the Days. I felt it was a little too off color for me, and I was like, I'm done here. But I think that the function of Donkey of the Day, you have to be able to, you know how we always say people got to stand in it? You can apologize, but you can't take back a Donkey of the Day. You know what I mean? It's like doesn't it take away from the thing? Like it
Yeah,
takes away from the intentions and the expectations of Donkey of the Day, which is a
yeah.
completely separate conversation because there are many people who could come back and say, I don't agree with this or whatever the case may be, and then they would have to, I guess, consider whether they, apologize to this person or not. But Donkey of the Day exists for a reason, and Charlemagne has given himself Donkey of the Day before.
Yes, he has.
So while I might have decided that it wasn't for me anymore, I kind of feel like, oh, Donkey of the Day, like we had to backpedal on a Donkey of the Day. But I do respect that they understand her perspective now and they were able to acknowledge that and apologize for, making her feel a certain way about it. That was an aside. As a podcaster, I'm like, I don't want anybody coming back and telling us our segments are, y'all messed up that
They're
segment.
going to.
You know?
They're going to.
They're going to, but then what do we do? Like how do you handle that in a way that maintains the integrity of the segment?
We have a real conversation about it.
You're right, because why not have a real conversation about it?
Right. Now, let's have a real conversation about Big Latto.
Big Latto doing big things.
Yes.
That's your girl. You be trying to front
Listen,
like
let
that's
me be
not your
very
girl.
honest. Let me be very honest. I have never listened to a Latto project.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what Latto's album sounded like. I don't know what an EP sounds like.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard things here and there. I heard her interview when she was on Joe Budden podcast. They did not
Mm-hmm.
pay me for this ad, but what I do know is Latto gets busy.
Oh, she does. She did.
And what I also know is we're gonna get to it. But I also know that in this here battle, this one right here, nigga, this one right here,
She did her thing.
nigga.
She did her thing.
Latto is who I'm rooting for. Okay? So that's the first thing I want to say.
Pumpkin Spice could never.
The second thing I want to say is I came up here and I told y'all that I don't know how this beef started. But if I had to
Excuse me.
guess,
Yep. You said it.
But if I had to guess,
Tell us what you said.
it was probably over a dude.
Seems that way. Yep.
And now, what is Latto's hook saying?
I mean, I don't remember the words, but yes.
That must be your only nigga.
Yep. Oh, cause yeah, I like the fact that okay, the energy that she was bringing
Cheated
though.
and you took him back? That must be your only nigga.
Right. And then she goes on to say, I mean, I don't only have. She says it in
Latto told us, no man is turning her down except Little Nas X.
right.
She also wanted us to know that Jesus walked on water. She made ice boy.
All right, Latto. Latto, tell us how you
I
really
love it.
feel. Tell us how you really feel, Latto. Big
Ice
Latto.
Spice got problems. Okay. Not only does the visual already, I ain't see the video. I only heard the song. But we know a bunch of what was on her block? A bunch of black Suburbans.
And that's
And
a
what's
part
the
of the
hook say?
song. What is it? 28
Exactly.
Black Suburbans, I think she says.
20 black Suburbans. We
20
pull
Black
up like
Suburbans.
Sunday service.
You really into Latto. You about to go listen to Latto, all Latto's music now, huh?
Maybe. Let's see. I don't know. I
I
heard
haven't,
Usher drop the album, but we'll
I
get to
haven't,
that in a second.
sorry. I haven't seen you this excited
I was excited when Nicki
about
and
music, or about new music, I should say. I haven't seen you this excited in a while.
I was excited when Nicki and Meg started taking jabs at
Nah,
each other.
your energy for Latto is a little different though,
Lotto, you know what I'm saying?
and
I
that's
got a
fine.
Lotto
There's nothing
energy
wrong with
right
that.
now.
I just noticed it. I'm sure some of our viewers will notice it too.
I like when the MCs get busy. You know what I'm saying?
Right. No, she did good. I was into it.
Yeah, I got to go see the video, but I did listen to the song quite a few times, and I
Yeah.
want to know where that sample's from. I can't figure it out yet,
It
but I
sounds
don't want to look it
familiar.
up. But I want to try to figure out where the sample for the beat is. It
Yeah.
sounds very familiar.
It sounds familiar. Um, I'm just thinking to myself. I said it the other day, but I'll say it again. Ice Spice's writing team is in the lab. Okay, they gotta be.
They better be.
They gotta be.
They better be because this.
You think we were gonna get one by next week?
I don't know, but they better be careful because Lotto not playing.
Because I feel like, okay, this weekend is gonna be quiet because everybody's gonna be in Vegas. Super Bowl is happening. Monday is gonna be the aftermath of Super Bowl, so you might not want to drop it on Monday. Nobody's paying attention. But by midweek next week, latest Friday, we get a new Ice Spice song
I don't think
with
so, but
a breathy track where she's talking about how he came back because he didn't want you. Look
I
how
don't
girls
know.
spin. Look how girls spin cheating.
I don't know, but I want. Listen, I'm open to hearing it. I don't think the
Of
battle's
course,
over.
no.
I don't think the battle's over, but I think right now it's 1-0.
Ice Spice got to put on her baby fat and get in the studio. She got to record something. She do. I don't know why you making those faces. She wears baby fat. She wore baby fat to the Grammys.
We all know. We all know.
Speaking of the Super Bowl.
Right.
Speaking of the Super Bowl, Apple
I want to
Music.
say, oh,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Yeah,
No,
no, you
you
first.
say what you got to say, co-host. Tell him.
I want to say I have never seen in all my years
Yep. Neither have I.
so much money
Mm-hmm.
and so much promo for someone who's already a big ass star doing the Super Bowl. When they first announced
I
Usher,
love it.
they gave us what's Beyonce's word? 5011.
Yeah.
When they first announced it, they gave us 5011 fake confessions
Yeah.
videos with everybody making confessions.
Yep.
I do this, air quotes, confessions. And now, a couple of days before the Super Bowl, we got a whole quote unquote film.
7 minutes long. 7 minutes and 6 seconds.
That's a lot of money. That was a big production.
Yep. They were all over Vegas.
With all the 4K cameras.
Oh, it was. And you see who was in it. Well, he confirmed that. He confirmed that he was out somewhere in the last 24 hours, and he confirmed, I mean, if Lil Jon and Ludacris are in Vegas, of course we got to do, yeah. So he confirmed that. I saw that before we did the pod.
Got you.
But someone else was in the video.
Leslie Snipes
Leslie Snipes was in the video. And who else? I honestly don't know the white lady's name, but she's popular too. She's famous too.
I don't know who she is. I gotta be honest.
I recognized her. I couldn't tell you who she is.
I don't know who she is. But you're alluding to the fact that Taraji P. Henson was in the video.
I like
she
that.
was one of the she was kind of the star of the video.
Yeah.
Until Usher showed up getting panties thrown at him from the balcony.
Yeah. Oh, and Tim Gunn was in it.
Who?
Tim Gunn.
Gunn? That's his name?
Isn't that who that was?
The CEO of Apple?
Oh, no. I thought they called him Tim sorry.
I don't think it's Gunn. You're an Apple user. You don't know your CEO's. Nah, I'm just kidding. I have no idea what Samsung CEO's name is. So I'm just talking shit.
You know I get them mixed up.
No comment. Let me look it up. Apple CEO. Tim Cook.
Okay, similar to James.
You get Gunn. James Gunn?
I'm dumb. So, yes, they look alike and kind of sound alike. Let's move on.
Nah, they gotta know.
Anyway, yep. So
this guy don't look like that guy.
Okay, I'm all mixed up because I'm thinking about Tim Gunn.
You thought it was another guy?
I'm not thinking about James Gunn. I'm thinking about Tim Gunn. Type in Tim
Who
Gunn.
Who the fuck is Tim Gunn?
Type in Tim Gunn. Come on. We don't have a lot of time. We got to get out of here. You don't see the resemblance? Yeah. Yeah. Imagine he had on those black glasses. Like Mr. Cook.
Well, it's funny you say that. There's a picture of him with black glasses.
Let's see it. I see the resemblance.
Me too.
Clown.
I know.
They're brothers. They are brothers, okay? Cousins at least.
Yeah, brothers in whiteness.
They do that shit to us all the time. I don't even feel bad. Okay.
Brothers.
Oh my gosh. Anyway, everybody was in
We are not editing that out. Oh my god. Yo, if you made it this far into the episode, please let us know. Do you think these two guys, do Tim Cook and Tim Gunn look like brothers? Please.
Put it in the comments.
Please. Listen, look at my hands. Please put it in the comments. Please put it in the comments. My God. Tim Cook versus Tim Gunn. Yo.
So how do we feel about Taraji being in the movie?
I think it's fly. I said it already. I want Taraji to get all the money.
Yeah.
But I also want to know, and this is why I started here, I want to know, why are they promoting this Usher Super Bowl show so much? We didn't see this with any of the other ones. We didn't see this with the I'm gonna call it the Spanish Super Bowl one because it was like J-Lo,
Yeah.
Cardi B, and Bad Bunny. We didn't see that with the quote unquote West Coast one. We didn't see all of this promo for that. With Rihanna, we just kept okay. All right, I will say this. With Rihanna, we kept seeing the same one commercial way too much.
Yeah.
But we didn't get 700 confessions and then a whole Rihanna short film.
I don't know, but I love it.
I'm not saying I don't like it. I'm just really
I
curious
know.
about this is big business. Apple's spending a lot of money on Usher.
Apple is spending all of the budget on Usher. But I
Yeah.
also wonder if Usher was like, hey, I have lofty dreams and I'm going to share them with you. Because Usher made that very clear the other day when he was interviewed. He was like, I try things and I suggest things and I have ideas and, I put them out there and know that sometimes they're not going to come back. It's not going to come back to me the way that I expect. So I'm just wondering how much he had a hand in this. Um, Also, he's Usher, and everybody who performs at the Super Bowl is huge, right? There's no contest there, but
Right.
also maybe it's just Apple, and Apple finding their footing too with doing this. Apple hasn't been doing it for very long.
What do you
Um,
mean? This is like the fifth or sixth year.
Yeah, but there was before them there was somebody else, and that's why I'm saying maybe they're finding their footing. It's an annual show, so fifth or sixth is not that long, as far as I'm concerned. It's not like it's something that's
Okay.
happening every couple of months or every week or something like that. I feel like that maybe
Okay.
they're finding their footing. Maybe they're seeing the value in spending that money, or maybe I don't know. I don't know what it is, but I like it. I
But
like
would you
see.
like it if it wasn't Usher? If it was somebody else? Insert any other artist.
Wouldn't care.
If it was Madonna,
Wouldn't care.
that's why
Would
I'm asking.
wouldn't have sat through 7 minutes of the video
But that's
at
why
all.
I'm asking.
I'm
If
being
you
very
got
honest
if you
with you.
got 100 videos of people telling you why they're a material girl,
I wouldn't watch those.
and then months later you got a 7 minute, where's Madonna? We're gonna look all around the city while playing some of her hits.
I wouldn't care.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think it's interesting. I'm not hating. I enjoy it, but I'm saying
Where is it
I
coming
think it's
from?
really interesting that there's
Yeah.
so much money being poured in to this Usher show. What is so special about this Usher show? It's big business. I'm thinking about the business side. I'm a fan of Usher, so all of this is cool to me, even though I didn't like half of those confessions and didn't watch the other half. I watched a couple and was like, all right, y'all doing too much. And then that was it. But I'm just curious about the business side of things. This is a lot of money
You know what I also appreciate about this?
that they told us what songs he's going to perform without telling us.
No, but yeah, I caught that. But what I
I don't think
appreciate,
he's going to perform all of those songs, but
I don't,
I caught that they were very specific songs being played throughout this 7 minutes.
and a lot of them could be the songs he's not going to do also.
Yep.
So that was our way of, it's kind of like when he performed at Roots and in between songs played that he wasn't going to perform.
Right.
So yeah, but what was I gonna say? I like that they're doing this, and I don't know if this has anything to do with it, but in my mind, I like that this is happening because it's taking the spotlight off of Taylor Swift. I like that it's distracting us from because even when he was announced as the halftime performer, there were efforts to try to overshadow him, like make her a part of the performance, and maybe she will be. Who knows? I don't know. But to try to make her a part of the performance and all of that, and I'm glad that the last couple of days, this whole week, all I've been hearing about is Usher. I mean, there's been some sprinklings about her and her boyfriend, but for the most part, I feel like everybody's finally like, okay, we're here, we're down to the wire, and Usher's coming. And I like that. I think he deserves that. I don't think he deserves to be overshadowed by another artist who is simply going to the game to see her boyfriend. So, I didn't expect to bring up her name, but I think that that's worth noting because the NFL for the last few months has been
drowning us
in Taylor Swift. And
yeah.
so why not Apple prop Usher up a little bit more so that we don't forget who's the star
But let's
of
say next year Taylor Swift is the Super Bowl performer. Just
uh-huh.
just let's just make believe. You want to see this much promo for Taylor Swift?
No.
That's why I'm a little confused about it. Not mad at it because I'm an Usher fan, but even if it was Drake, someone who I think could perform at the Super Bowl and kill it, I wouldn't want to see all this promo for Drake because I'm not the biggest Drake fan.
No, but I think Drake fans would eat that up. So I could totally see them doing it for
Sure, the
Drake.
same way Madonna fans would, Taylor Swift fans would, Beyonce fans would.
But Taylor Swift is complicated because as she has tons and tons and tons of fans, she's a huge star, but she also has a large amount of people who just are irritated by her. So I could see that being like, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah.
And the last thing I want to say
And
is
then we
Big
really gotta.
Latto is also on Usher's album.
Ah.
He flipped Uptown Girl. Remember Uptown Girl?
Yeah.
It's A-Town Girl.
Mm.
And Latto is from Atlanta.
Oh, we know because she was in the Bronx and she had no business being there. So we are fully aware of where Latto was from.
Yeah, she did good. I did not expect that to be the flip when I saw the track say A-Town Girl.
Yeah.
But
Huh,
it
that's
immediately
cool.
starts. The song immediately starts with the Uptown Girl song playing.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna listen to the album. We'll
Yeah, we're gonna chop
definitely.
it up on Monday. On Monday, be ready for an Usher episode.
It's an Usher extravaganza. Okay.
That is what will be happening on Monday.
Yes.
So if you're not an Usher fan, you probably don't want to tune in on Monday.
We gotta clip that and just that's gonna be the promo for Monday's
For Monday's
episode.
episode, you got
Yeah.
it. I
Yeah.
got that. I will make that happen.
All right, well, then that's all we got. Until
And
next
that is
week.
all we got. Till next week, y'all have a good weekend. And
Happy
make
Usher
sure you put the
weekend.
speakers on full blast for the
Crank
Usher
it up.
performance.
Crank it up.
I will
Crank it
definitely have my speakers on full blast for the moment they announce Usher.
Yeah. Can't wait. I got chills. Can't wait.
All right, relax. Save it for Monday.
All right. I will.
Adios.
Bye.